Good morning and welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. Sub-Saharan Africa President Farmajo arrived in Doha for a meeting with Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar. It's Farmajo's second visit to Qatar in less than a year, says Haroon Maroof. And that took me to an article I was writing about the Indian Ocean. And I said everyone seeks to get a piece of the Indian Ocean port action. China, the BRI initiative, the Gulf countries who now appear to see the Horn of Africa as their hinterland. Japan, India are all jostling for optimal geo-economic positioning. Sudan's Bashir has banned protests and new emergency measures. The decree came amid fresh protests demanding he step down. He's banned unlicensed public gatherings, meetings or protests, prohibited the sale of subsidized items, and set up emergency courts. He's also announced a ban on trading or hoarding fuel products and subsidized goods, and jail terms for people traveling abroad carrying more than $3,000 in currency or 150 grams of gold. Kobo says Bashir bans rallies, announces forex reforms. No one can carry $3,000 outside the country. And he concludes by saying no dictator ever threatened money into submission, and Bashir will fail. And this takes me back to something I was writing on 21st of January. I said the point I'm seeking to make is that there is a correlation between high inflation and revolutionary conditions. I said he's hanging on by his fingertips. He has managed to claw his way back into position before and is a political Harry Houdini. Otherwise, he would not have lasted more than 3 decades. But it's clear these are the last days or the end times. And then I was quoting the Sudanese revolutionary song, "We sing in our prison as you tremble in your castle." Botswana has offered a $600 million loan to Zimbabwe. $500 million of it is for the diamond industry and a further $100 million to help private companies. That's a clever trade by Botswana because it gives them some leverage over diamond supply out of Zimbabwe. INEC Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari of the APC, having satisfied the requirement of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. He is poised to beat Atiku by a higher margin than his 2015 victory over Goodluck Jonathan. In my piece on the 18th of February, before the postponement, I said, unemployment has risen from 8.2% to 23.1% under Buhari's watch, which would be a plain untenable position for any incumbent politician seeking re-election in most parts of the world. South African all shares up 6.65% year to date. The Rand, this is a 1-year chart, is firming 13.8286. Egyptian pound, solid as a rock, 17.539. Nigerian all share up 3.32% year to date, but it'll probably lose some of that next few sessions. Ghana Stock Exchange down 1.94% year to date. The IMF sees Somalia's economic growth accelerating to 3.5% in 2019. But listen to this, data through November 2018 suggests that domestic revenue reached $161 million, or 31% higher than the same period in 2017. And the overall cash fiscal position was in surplus by $8 million. That's a good outcome. Political tensions dent Comoros' energy ambitions. Indian Ocean nation hopes to repeat the offshore successes of neighboring Mozambique. The Comoros has been called the Perfume Islands for centuries due to its success at cultivating the rare Yang essential oil. But exploration activity suggests the tiny volcanic archipelago could soon become better known for less sweet-smelling commodities, oil and gas. And this is Tullow taking up a number of blocks, and Comoros hoping that the Rovuma Basin resource stretches as far as them. Governor Njoroge of the Central Bank of Kenya was giving testimony to the parliament yesterday, and in it he said 99.3% of bank accounts in Kenya have deposits of less than 1 million shillings. Only 0.7% of accounts have deposits of more than 1 million. And he also said it's important to recognize that our economy runs on SMEs. Kenya shilling is still trying to break that 100 mark. It's at 100.12. The Nairobi All Shares up 10.54% year to date. Top 5 performers, NIC Bank is up 36.51%. Longhorn is up 20.61%. Safaricom is up 19.82%. Equity Bank up 18.51%. And National Bank up 18.05%. Safaricom market cap is $10.636 billion. EPS 1 shilling and 38 cents. Price earnings ratio 19.275. The key financials at the half-year mark can be seen. Equity Bank is up 18.51% year to date. Market cap $1.526 billion. PE ratio trailing 8.26. NIC Bank up 36.51%. Market cap $242.374 million. Price earnings ratio 5.856. Longhorn Publishers, that's up 20.61% year to date. They reported first half sales was up 36%, distribution of close to 500,000 copies of textbooks, continued growth in Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi and Zambia. And I said at the time, it's an interesting and inexpensive prospect. Have a look at my article about education blowing hot. And let me leave you with National Bank, which is in 5th place this year, up 18.05%. Price earnings ratio is 4.984. And then finally, the NSE 20 index is up 4% year to date. Once again, thank you for stopping by.